Welcome back to another episode of building up my dad's dream four-wheel drive. He's planning on using this Nissan Patrol to travel all over Australia and take him on some absolutely epic adventures. Fresh tyres, wheels, suspension upgrades, bar work and a couple of sweet camping mods. We've got a huge transformation incoming. Proudly supported by Opus Campers, Ultimate 9, Tread, Superior Engineering, GME, and in part by... Quick recap, it's 2008 3-litre turbo diesel Nissan GU Patrol Series 4. Bought fairly stock to give us a blank canvas that he could build it how he wants and to suit his needs. In the first build episode, we installed a front air locker and an air compressor to go with it that he'll use to run the locker and pump up his tyres, GME antenna, Ultimate 9 throttle controller, and a catch can. We then took it on a 5-day shakedown trip through New South Wales, straight into some tougher tracks where we quickly found out what did work and what didn't work, and then what he's going to have to upgrade. The idea behind this build isn't to throw just absolutely every single mod at it in one go, but rather do a few mods, take it on a couple of trips, see what works, breaks, and then bring it back to the shed, build it bigger, better, stronger for the next time. We want to keep it legal, not spend insane amounts of money on it, but enough that we can make it comfortable and capable so that he can enjoy his time in it traveling the country. Now, honestly, we were fairly surprised at how well this GU Patrol went on its first trip, given that it's quite a stock vehicle. That front locker really helped him out and made a huge difference. The first obvious point that was lacking though was tyre grip. These are a very light all-terrain tyre that was slipping a lot on the rocks and mud, and while he didn't have any punctures or issues with them this time, being a lighter all-terrain tyre, they don't have the strength or durability, toughness of a mud terrain tyre. So that's going to be the first place we start, a fresh set of mud tyres accompanied by some nicer wheels. And then sticking with the keep it legal theme, we didn't want to go beadlocks as they are illegal. The issue he's going to face though, not running beadlock rims, is if he wants to run super low pressures off-road, try and maximise that grip on tougher tracks, well, he's going to risk debeading a tyre. But we have pulled out a secret weapon for him here, second air inner beadlocks, which are fully legal. Now, Berto went down to the tyre shop last week, Goodyear Warhope, and got these all mounted up together, which I'm sitting on here today. So tyre, wheel, and the inner air beadlock. So we'll cut back to some footage of that. So we're about to go to Goodyear Warhope, but before we go there, Gary, Dad's just turned up with the GU. We're going to do a bit of working out before we go with these inner beadlocks.
Inner beadlocks. So, Australian made down in New Gisborne, down Victoria. How they work is they have an inner tube, and then they also have this casing which goes around the inner tube to give it a bit of protection. But how it works is you drill a hole for the tube's valve to come through, and then when it's in the tyre, pushes the beads out and prevents them from coming off. So you can run your pressures lower and be safe.
And these are all fully road legal?
Fully road legal. It's pretty much a tube like it's in a motorbike, but just for a car.
Better than a normal beadlock, they hold your inner bead as well, like they hold both sides.
Yeah. So when a normal beadlock's only normally outer, unless you have big fancy ones, these hold both sides, so they're sort of like a double beadlock.
Yeah, and that just mean Dad can run super low tyre pressures, help him keep up, because you know often on the harder tracks we run 8-10 psi.
Yeah.
But without beadlocks, you're pretty high risk of debeading a tyre.
Yeah, this setup, it runs two different air pressures. So you still have your normal tyre air pressure, and then you have your beadlock tyre pressure, which you always leave your beadlock tyre pressure up. You can go all the way down to pretty well zero with your outer tyre pressure, and it'll just fold and bead, but you still won't hit the rim because it's got that cushion. So the inner valve, we have the outer valve here, original one for your outside air. Then your actual beadlocks, they have to be a certain distance away and a certain distance inboard. You measure from your original one in, and then you measure also away. And then you just want to confirm where your brakes are isn't going to straight hit it. If I drill a hole in this rim and it's not right and don't work, then you probably have to go get that welded up. I can't weld that. Sally.
So just a bit of time double checking, getting all the measurements, lining up these holes. Then he can drill all the holes and then head out to Goodyear. If we did have a tire machine here, then obviously we could do the whole job here, but we don't have one of them yet. That's on the list of future tools for the shed.
Perfect size. 8 mil, just like they said, mate. Surprise, surprise.
Drill all these 5 and then head out to Goodyear.
Onions, workers' comp. So, first step of installing these rims and tyres is putting the first bead on this rim. So we'll do that. So, second step of this process, lubricate with this powder the inside of this carcass, the bead lock, and then the tube. So now that I have this lubed up with the powder, I'm going to install it, and then once it's installed, I'll install the tube. More of this on the tube. Get it nice and lubricated. It helps you stop from pinching. It also helps it not rub in the carcass. So. So now I've inflated the inner bead lock. I'm now pumping up the outer tyre. It's a bit of fiddling, but you can definitely get it done.
Yeah, I feel so hard like I'm chilling on the beach. Yeah, baby in the sun like the Teletubbies. Balls hanging low while I pop a bottle off of your chain swinging, clang clang, and it costs a lot. Bitch, I'm always at the guala, yeah, and you are not badass beat. Keep on going till you hit the spot. Whoa.
Rightio, so I'm back from Goodyear. I've got the second air bead locks and the tyres fitted to the rims. So let's get them on the car, see what it looks like.
What do you reckon about them, mate? They're looking a fair bit better already.
Like these rims.
Yeah.
They're on every single 79 ever. But the reason for that is these have a really high weight rating. So you can actually get these in, like when you have like a big heavy 79, you need that to get them engineered. So that's how you know they're like a good quality rim, mate. So they've got a chrome on impact. Mate, look at that.
Clears the brakes.
Yeah, well the thing I drilled, it's like this side of the brakes.
Yeah, okay.
He's looking good, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's looking good. Look at the little extra poke on it. It's like the perfect amount. Probably keep him off a bank just that little bit.
Yeah, that is perfect. That's the tyres all fitted up there, looking much better than the previous ones he had on there. Tyre size, because I don't think we've said that, these are a 285/70 R17, which I believe is a 32.8 inch tyre, and that's pretty much the maximum legal size you can go on a Patrol before you get into engineering level of things. So keeping his car fully legal with the maximum size tyre that he can go. This offset seems to have worked out really nice. Pretty much in line. You could get very, very picky and maybe call a mil or two there, but yeah, that's going to work really well, sort of just giving him that bit of clearance off banks and rocks and stuff like that when he's forward driving. So it looks much better. Super stoked how that's come out. I reckon he's going to love it. We'll move on to the next job now. Next little job we're doing for Dad's Patrol. This is a quick and easy one, but also a very important one in regards to safety, and that's some fire extinguisher brackets and fire extinguishers. Now you would have seen me install these. We pretty much got them in all our rigs now. They're from Kap Industries. So it's just a little bracket that goes in, you can get passenger side or driver's side. They go in under your seat, and then you have a fire extinguisher which mounts to it as well. An often overlooked modification, but a very important one. If there's any sort of fire in your vehicle at all when you're out on the tracks, out camping, you don't have something like this with you, then it can escalate very quickly, end up with a burnt to the ground vehicle. Before we jump into the vehicle though, from doing these a couple times before, it is easier to mount this part of your fire extinguisher onto the bracket before you get into the vehicle. So it's just 2 nuts and bolts, goes into your 2 holes on your bracket here. We'll get that done. Now they're in the vehicle, the bracket here mounts to your 2 pre-existing seat bolts. All you need to do is undo 1, 2 bolt, put this in, put your 2 bolts back in. That's it all mounted. Got the Kap Industries bracket and your fire extinguisher hardware on there. And now you simply slot this in there like that. And you can clip your extinguisher down. Mount it up all there nice and sturdy. Not gonna roll in under your pedals or anything like that and cause an accident when you're driving. And when you want to use it, just simply reach down, you go 1 bracket, 2 bracket, it's out. Look at that, about 3 seconds and you got a fire extinguisher.
That's a pretty quick release, isn't it?
Fire's out. There won't be any cars burned to the ground around here. So that's the driver's one. I'll shoot over the other side and do the passenger side one. Exact same thing again.
Is Tyler Thompson working?
So that's it, fire extinguishers all mounted in Dad's car. That was maybe about a 10-minute job. So simple, even myself could do it. Any emergencies at all, you just quickly reach down, you go boom, boom. Fire extinguisher is out. Fire's out. You got a fire over the passenger side, you reach over, bring it out. Same thing, look, fire's out. So yeah, that's them installed. Very important safety thing to have in your vehicle is some sort of way to extinguish any vehicle fires. Next job, install for Dad's Nissan Patrol. This is a very exciting one, this one, the big suspension upgrade. So we've got some components here from Superior Engineering. I've seen a few comments going around. Hopefully Dad's Patrol doesn't get a huge like $10,000, $12,000 kit. And we haven't done that. We've gone what we believe is only the necessary parts to get him through the tracks, keep it reliable and do what it needs to do. So I've got some basic 4 coils. We've gone a 3-inch light in the front. Once the bull bar and winch is on there, it'll sit about 2-inch. And then we've got a 2-inch medium duty spring in the rear. We've got 4 shocks. So they're the 2.0 remote reservoir shocks. The reason we've gone these ones is comfortable ride is very important to him. We're going to Cape York. There's going to be a lot of corrugations. You don't want smaller shocks getting hot with a big heavy car. You get shock fade. And the car's rough as hell and he's hating life. So we wanted to put some money into some decent shocks for him. So coming over here, we got a rear Superflex sway bar. The reason for that is to allow the extra flex he's going to get with the kit, and he snapped his factory sway bar on the last trip. We got a front diff guard, a weld-on one, because you don't lose any clearance with the weld-on ones, whereas the bolt-on ones are easier to install, but you lose like an inch of clearance. When he's running 33-inch tires, then lose a heap of clearance on his diff, just gonna make it real hard for him. We got the front 2 steering arms, tie rod and drag link, and then we got the steering dampener as well. The reason for these 2, he has the 2 factory ones, which are still fine, but on a Patrol, these are normally what you will break, the factory version, not your upgraded one. And then these, which are super cool, very light, these are their new, what are they? Nick might know better than me. They're an
alloy, a solid alloy. They're 70, I think they're 70, 75
yeah,
solid alloy.
Got that
they're
number on there. So what they're pretty much as strong. They're just as strong, but
they can bend
much
and
lighter.
bend back.
Yeah, okay.
And a much lighter.
So that way he's got 2 strong steering arms that he won't be breaking out the bush. Some brake lines, so some new brake lines, just because he's got those bit longer travel shocks, you don't want to go tearing a brake line out on the tracks. And then the only other thing which we still have coming, they didn't have it in stock yet, was rear lower control arms, because he bent his rear lower control arms on the last trip. Yeah. Rear lower control arms are one of those things that normally break early on in a Patrol when you're doing harder tracks, so you want to replace them. And that's pretty much it. So still a bit of money of components here, but I think it was about 4,000 something worth. That's what we believe was sort of the essentials to make this car nice and comfortable, but doesn't have upper control arms, doesn't need adjustable panhards because it's only a 2-inch lift, doesn't need like big hyperflex arms or anything like that. The factory ones will be fine, it just won't have as much flex, but he's not really chasing that anyway. What do you reckon? That's about it.
It's bloody perfect, mate. Nice little touring setup. You put all this with that front locker we put in there,
won't be stopping him.
He's going to be in front of us.
All the crazy shit I did tonight, those would be the best memories.
So what's your plan here for starting this job? We obviously don't have a hoist.
My plan here,
Another ground
I've
job.
got a high lift jack and a bull bar that we don't keep. This nice hole here, it's going to be a nice safe place to probably high lift it up high enough to get coils and shocks in. I'll undo the front sway bar so I get it to drop down far enough and we'll just piece away at it. We'll get it done.
You can tell he's my old man. Look at the mud and dirt he's left on this thing when he's brought it over for us to do a suspension install.
I'm going to have words with him. Scary bloke, mate.
That's tyre off the ground.
That's tyre off the ground. Well, that's our max height for that too.
Not enough height, eh?
I might tyre and jack stand and then get a block of wood to put that on or something so I get a bit higher. Got a safety block here. This thing's OSHA rated, you know, full safe compliant. I heard Chuck Norris cut that with his bare hands.
Oh, beautiful.
Got him.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
The coil's in. Now I'm going to undo the bottom of the shock. Once I do that, I'm going to undo this top plate. We're going to put the reservoir mounts on there. We're going to put the shocks in. It's going to be good, mate.
We got Sean.
Just shows up at the shed randomly. Always happy to help, mate.
Yeah.
What do you say to the microphone, mate? See that? Not it. This is a tough dog, brother. Straight in the bin. Sean's like, can I have that? Well, we'll sell you a set, $600 cash. Tough dog adjustables, they're good. Now, shock mount, mate. Superior engineering. Nothing but the best, bud. You remove your factory one. They'd fit on a GQ, but on these they're raised, so they don't fit. So they come out, and then, yeah, they just bolt in. 2 bolts, factory bolt. So we're getting this installed now. You just got to make sure this hose isn't rubbing on any sharp edges, like where it comes out. You don't want to hit it on the coil tower. You don't want it rubbing too much up on anything up here. When you flex, you don't want it to come up on the wheel, so you got to really try and tuck it. First shock and coil in on this side with the resi mount. So
Over to the other side now.
yeah, I got Sean started on it. Come on, give me it. Ooh,
Front shocks and coils done. What's next?
What's next? I'm going to put front brake lines in. We got 2 because it's ABS. And then I've got a front diff guard. I'm going to do it before I put all the steering arms on so I don't put paint on them pretty arms.
Smart.
Yeah, smart man.
What arms are they, mate?
They're superior, mate. Alloy 70, 75, bloody billet, flash, mid jiggers. It's a lot harder to fully weld this out in the car. So instead of fully welding this out, this is just a diff guard. It's just got to take hits and protect the actual pumpkin. So I've just stitch welded it every, couple of inches along the bottom, and I've left it so if water does get down in there, it can drain. I've primed all on the inside, so if water does get in there, it's just going to go in, come out, and it's already painted, so it won't rust or anything.
So now we'll give it a little paint up.
Yeah,
and that's the diff guard done, and we can move on to these couple of steering arms.
Yeah, correct. Fancy. I'm keen for them. Diff guard's all done. Now I've just taken off the tyre so I can get in and do the steering arms and steering dampener. I'm right-handed, mate. Shit.
So Berto was
You
just
can do bloody
saying,
twinkles.
Berto was just saying, what, you probably save 20 kilos per arm on
I
these
don't
alloys.
know how much an arm is. It's probably not 20. It's probably 5 to 10. Like, they're normally heavy as, and this thing's like,
Light as.
yeah.
So big weight saving gain using
That's
those
the long
alloy
one.
ones.
That's the big one, mate. Yeah, big weight saving game.
I reckon Dad's gonna watch this episode, so we might just say right here, right now, next time, what your car thinks.
Why didn't we put the jockey wheels down?
Yeah. And then the reason for upgrading these two arms, it doesn't actually give him any more flex or better suspension, it's just a strength thing.
Yeah.
When the factory ones take big hits out the bush, they're known to bend and then you lose steering. And then you're just matching it up now to factory length.
So I'm just going to put it back to very close to what it is. We know the wheel alignment's okay, so if I can get close, it's going to drop half a right till we can get a wheel alignment.
You got to pump it up, don't you know, pump it up. You got to pump it up, don't you know, pump it up. You got to pump it up, don't you know, pump it up.
Hi.
No, on camera, mate.
Hi.
You got to pump it up,
Front's on there for now, bud.
Front's all done, how's that feel?
Yeah, feels like it's a day's work, mate.
Yeah. So now down to the back. Back's a much smaller, easier job at least.
Yeah, much easier.
It's just 2 coils and 2 shocks down the back, 1 brake line.
And then your sway bar, mate.
Oh yes,
And your resi mints.
yeah. So
A bit on.
I was getting a bit carried away.
Yeah.
Just relax. Arvo's not over yet.
No, bud, we're not knocking off early.
Look at this bull bar, mate. The high lift took her out good today. That was its one remaining purpose in life. Have a high lift used on it, and then we got a new bull bar that's going in the bin. That's going to the bin. We got a new bull bar going on her.
That's right, mate. Plan now, we've got the front done. I'm going to change the brake line in the back, mount up all the sway bar but not hook it up, and then I'm going to have to jack the back up, change some coils and springs. Coils and shocks.
Sure. So that old broken sway bar straight out of here.
Yeah, mate, look at this thing here. Bent the link, busted the bush off it, nearly poked that all the way through the hull. I'm gone. Just like me. Gone.
Also, it might be hard to see on camera, but that lower control arm there has a bit of a banana through it. Same with the one over this side. Yeah, that's what we're also going to be replacing when they turn up. You can see here, like they're pretty small, and the problem is as soon as you land your weight of your car on this, like on a rock step or something, they're just banana.
They're hollow too.
Yeah, there you go, and they're hollow.
They're not solid. Now we're gonna have to flip this tail shaft around before it goes, mate.
Yeah, have to switch a reel on
It's
that.
gonna have that much bloody flex, mate. Like, this thing's just getting out of hand.
This car?
Yeah,
it's
spending
just
too much money on it.
over the top, ridiculous build.
No one can even get close to this, mate.
No one could even get themselves a 2-inch lift. Ridiculous.
I don't know how we're going to keep up with him.
Dad had the last respectable car on the channel, and now it's basically a monster truck.
Yeah, it's pretty much got 54-inch swampers on it. Big Gatti Veyron motor in it. This thing's just next level.
So that's how much extra travel he's going to get with this new shock. And these obviously being the remote reservoir ones, they've got much more oil capacity to help keep the shock cool when you're working it hard and help keep it nice and soft. And these have the adjustable 1 to 9 on them as well, so you can soften and harden them up depending on how smooth a ride you want and what you're doing out the bush. That's the suspension all done in Dad's GU. Final job that we're doing here in this build episode is a Horizon Touring Products rear door table. I don't know if I've actually said yet, but we pretty much have 5 days this whole week to get this car ready for our upcoming Cape York trip. We've dedicated this week to doing all the mods. After that, we're out of time. So we're just hooking in, getting things done as they turn up. And yeah, we figured we'd squeeze this in this afternoon at the end of this job. So Sean's come by the shed, as per always, randomly turns up to help, and he's gonna get to getting this done. So it comes with two sides. So this side is pretty much an infill panel to match like your smaller rear door, just to match like this bigger table that you're going to put on the other side, just to make it all looking nice and symmetrical. Super detailed instructions here with step-by-step on how to do it. It's got your drop-down table on nice gas struts. There's your table. It's even got a light up along in there, so we'll wire that into the dual battery system when he eventually gets it. So you pop your table down, turn your light on. You got a little pantry in there, make yourself your lunch, your dinner, whatever it is. But we'll get to getting this in. First step, I believe, is pulling all the trimming off his current rear doors. So this side's pretty simple. Once you drill out those holes slightly bigger, put your riv nuts in, and you can just mount it on. So this side's got all the riv nuts in it, and now what do we have to do, Sean? That's where the pantry's going to go.
The pantry's going to go here, so they give you a template to mark out measure, and you've got to cut with the grinder so the pantry can actually fit in. You've got to unplug one of the cables. You've got to send it 250mm longer to obviously fit the clearance, because the actual pantry goes in the back door. You've got to take the earth strap off, just pull the wires out of the way, get it all cut first, and then kind of refit everything where it goes.
Holy dooly, look at that, there's a big hole in the door.
Big hole in the door now.
Sean just realised he cut it in the wrong spot.
Yeah, new door. I'll probably clean all the burrs off it, so it's not as rough, and just clean little things up.
Put a little bit of paint or something on that, you
Yeah,
reckon?
rust protection, bit of finish setting the wires, and then put it on. Not the world's fanciest tape job, but it's going to do old Gaz.
It's like most of your jobs, mate. They're not the world's fanciest, but you get them done.
Get them done, but...
That's like Timmy has heart for it.
Not the fanciest, but he gets it done.
No, so what you got to do... Mate, this bloody rattly bastard under you, eh?
Keep it down, Berto, mate. We're trying to film.
Probably it's a big dog doing work down here.
Bloody hell. More. Needs more out of it.
More out to fit that bottom bit in.
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
Didn't you test fit it?
Hey?
Didn't you test fit it?
Test fit what? This?
Yeah.
Oh, bud. This is my test fitting step right now.
Well, you painted it before you tested it. I've got a full lift kit done before you even do a
Yeah, I've had to listen to you do this whole lift kit the whole time too, yapping.
Cut. We'll come back. So here we are, first test fit now of the back door table.
Mate, you're not doing me that good. You'll be doing bloody cutbacks. If it was you, but this is first attempt.
Mate, if it was me,
It would've been
I
good.
would have had 6 rear door tables on by now.
It's pretty good, look at that. Gary's cook-ups.
We got it done. So we got the table there. Once we get to the dual battery system, he's got his light up there. He can hook up. Then he got a light, little spice rack in there.
Oh, shit.
Slick looking table he's got there. Be some good feeds getting cooked up in Cape York on that.
Boom.
Rear door table's all done. Now look, I did say the rear door table was going to be the last mod, but
Delivery.
we had a delivery. This is like, you know when you're at a music concert and they got encore and everyone's like in the stadium saying one more song. Everyone's on the video saying everyone's on the video saying one more mod.
Yeah.
So this is what we're going to do it. We're going to keep the people happy. I'm going to squeeze in one more mod because it's just turned up and we thought, hey, we may as well just get it done.
What is it? This is a rebar from Kinsella Customs for a Series 4 Patrol.
Beautiful.
Swing away, jerry can holder.
Looks like it's going to be a pretty nice rear bar. And then why are we getting a rear bar? Because the whole idea of this is we're sort of doing mods that he needs to do that we realised after last trip.
If you've seen in the Lithgow trip, he's already cheese grated this.
Yeah.
And this bar has, you know, this nice big bit of protection. So plus everything's just goes a bit rough on the gear. He likes to have a go. So we'll give him a good bar, a bit more protection. Our trip, he's going to have jerry can holders, a nice spare tyre that can fit his mud tyre without cracking the rear door.
Yeah.
So there's a few reasons for it. First step, undo the tail lights, 4 main bolts and the lights, undo all the plugs, and then yeah, I'll just keep undoing it until it comes off. Just leave it like that, you reckon?
Yeah, that looks sick.
That's mad.
That's heaps of clearance.
That was like, I don't know what, 5 minutes, and I've got the old bar off, a new one on. That's the main bit bolted on. Now I've just got to move on to the swingaways, both jerry can and tyre holder. So I'm going to grease up some bearings to get them installed, and we'll come back and do some lights. This rear bar has gussets that go clamp around your chassis and then bolt to your rear bar. So that really strengthens up all that. We haven't got it in yet. I'm just about to put them in now.
So how's that, mate? What do we reckon of the rear bar?
I've never fixed something so fabulous. Easy. Boom.
Does the job. A little bit of wiring up now, and then she'll be done.
Yeah, that's right, bud. Look at that, bud. Look at the room you got there.
Alright, that's it. Rear bar is all done on there, looking beautiful. We got some nice Superior mud flaps on there, and to go with the theme of keeping it legal, you measured it, mate, didn't you?
Yeah,
Exactly.
300 mil off the ground, exactly.
Exactly. So any cops pull him over, they're going to be very impressed. They get the measuring tape out. It's going to be looking absolutely
And if
perfect.
they don't believe you, say, call Birdo, mate. He'll tell you.
Yeah, he'll tell you. Oh yeah, super happy with how this rear bar's come out. Really nice quality. Got the double dual jerry can holders, a spare tyre on there, nice latches, a couple of recovery points on it.
Latches that don't rattle.
Yeah, that's what you want. No rattles on them. And that's about it. That's this build episode done. Some good mods there. Superior suspension, the 33s, the rear door table. They're not even 33s. They're 32.8, which is the maximum legal size.
Mate, there's legal inner bead locks.
Yeah.
We got everything.
All the good stuff. So that was a big couple of days on his build. We got 3 more days to smash out the rest of the jobs to get this thing ready for Cape York. So that's going to be in the next episode. We got some more bar work, winch, and I won't give any more away, but yeah, we got some cool mod stuff coming, so we'll see everyone in that episode.
CVS is like a block away, but I'm moisturizing my ice cold is dry on my face. Don't need that VVS, my ice is fake. Your life is fake. I choose to do it for my pocket's sake. You're basing your opinions on what the major says.
Snap the bar, hey.
You snapped it because you didn't listen that they only have a certain amount of flex, and then your monster truck.
You build it, not me.
Mate, I told you from the get-go.
You probably installed it upside down, back to front.
I'll install your door upside down. You keep yapping. Teach you some Japanese, mate.
Yeah, mate. Teach me how not to do Japanese, so I won't be able to do it ever again.
Chain swinging, clang clang, and it costs a lot. Bitch, I'm always after Guala, yeah, and you are not badass beat. Keep on going till you hit the spot. Whoa.